Hello, let's relax, immerse yourself in emotional stories, and explore the world of learning English through stories. Don't forget to press the sign up button and sound the alarm. Don't miss any new stories.
The first night. It was a magical night. One night, surely. It can only happen when we are young. Dear single friend, the sky is full of stars. A sky so magnificent that it looks up. We can unconsciously wonder. Is it possible that people scour all kinds of fruit? You can live under a sky like this. And it's also a question of youth. Dear single friend, it's a very young question, but pray to God. Give it to you often. That question. And we're talking about the wrong people. There are all kinds of high. Then I can't remember how I should have acted. All that day. Early in the morning, I've been tormented by a strange sadness. I suddenly had the feeling that I am a lonely man who has been abandoned by all. Of course, any AI has the right to ask if it's all AI. Because I've lived in Bented World for 8 years now, that I almost never get used to. But I've got to get used to what I do. There's no such thing. The whole city of Bentedbo is familiar to me, and that's why I knew. It feels like they've all abandoned me. When the entire population of Bentedbo suddenly pulls together, go to the suburban motels. Being alone, I'm scared, and for 3 long days, I roam the city in sadness. Heavy. And I have absolutely no idea what's happening to me. Down Husky Avenue. Whether it's in the park or wandering along the waterfront road, I don't see any of the faces that I'm used to seeing in those places at a certain hour throughout the year. Of course, people don't know me, but I know them. I know quite well. I've almost studied their faces. I enjoy watching them when they're happy, and I'm sad to see them sad. I've almost befriended an old man that I see every day at a certain hour at the fountain. He had a serious look on his face, always talking to yourself and waving your left hand. In his right hand is a long stick of blood. There is a gold bank. This guy even noticed me and be friendly with me. If at a certain time every day that I wasn't there by the fountain, I think he'll be sad. That's why sometimes we've almost leaned in, say hello to each other, especially on days you both feel in the same breath. A passage not long ago, we didn't see each other for 2 days. The 3rd day we saw each other, we almost grabbed the brim. But remember and put your hands down, passing by together, with compassion in my heart. All the houses know me. As I walked by, they seemed to run out to meet me, look at me through all the windows and tell me, "Hello, how is your health?" I thank God that I am well. I'll have another floor by May. Or are you okay? I will be repaired tomorrow. Or I almost burned out the other day. I was scared. And so on and so forth. There's houses that I love. There are houses that are my best friends. There's a house this summer. We'll get the architect to fix it. I will try to visit every day so that people, God's grace to heal him until he comes. And I'll never forget. It happened to a small pink house. Extremely cute, fresh. It's a cute stone house. It's very warm for me. And seeing his ugly neighbors. So proud that every time through it, I felt my heart expand with joy. Suddenly last week on the street, to create other fun topics related to the afternoon, evening and the rest of the day. At that time, our character Neska, please allow me to speak in the 3rd person because being in the 1st person is embarrassing. So at that hour, our character is not without work. Follow everyone else too. But a strange sense of satisfaction. I just saw the house exposed on pale face, and it seems that he's drinking. You know, I heard a loud noise. They're painting me with yellow paint. The barbarians. They don't regret anything. All the columns round. The whole race. And my friend. Yellow as a canary. I've got my bowels up for it, and I can't see his face anymore. My deformed poor friend's face. It was painted in the color of the Chinese emperors. By now, you must have read it. I'm familiar with the whole Bented world. How's it going? I said that. I was tormented by insecurity for 3 days before I guessed the cause. I feel so bad outside. I don't see this person. I don't see that person. Where did the other person disappear? I also feel anxious at home. I spent 2 nights trying to figure out what I was missing in my corner. Why do I feel uncomfortable in my house? And I'm combing through the yellow-green walls. The blanket ceiling full of spider webs. Gets Grandma made mastering for comfortable stay. I looked at all the furniture I had. Look at each seat one by one. I don't know if the reason is there, because it's in my room. Even if a chair is not in the right place like yesterday, it also makes me uncomfortable. Then I looked out the window, but it was all in vain. I don't feel any better. I even called Mrs. Botano, and in her superior's voice scolded her about spiderwebs and about sloth in the house in general, but she just looked at me and walked away without saying a word. So the spider webs so far. It is still peacefully in the same place. Finally, until this morning. I can guess the reason. It's because people left me out to the suburban motels. Sorry for the crude language, but I don't have the stomach to find American words anymore, because that's all there is to the Bentist tour. All gone or on, way out to the suburban motel, because every honorable gentleman has a kind appearance. If you call a carriage, it's right in front of me. He became a respected father of the family after completing the usual tool titles, back to his home in the suburban motel, because everyone who crosses the street, it all seems so special now. It's like telling the person you met, "Gentlemen, we're just stopping by for a moment. In 2 hours, we're leaving for the suburban motel." A window opens. The first is that the fingers are as thin as sugar. Knock on the glass and poked out the roof of a beautiful girl's head. Voice call. "Chicken pot for sale." And I immediately thought, people buy these flowers. It's just that. It's not about enjoying the spring and flowering grass in the stuffy apartments of the city. I'm going to take Theo out to the motel. It's more than that. I've had some pretty remarkable success in a new and special kind of discovery. It's just to look through one. I'm not wrong about who lives in the neighborhood. Rest the inhabitants of the island of rocks and the island of healers, or along the BTGO. It is characterized by the elaborate style of the flower moat, with these fancy summer outfits and beautiful cars that they use when they go into the city. People in Pagalop and beyond. At first glance, it made an impression. They are wise, and the people in the 10th religion are just plain happy. Or suppose I meet a long, small group of rafters, handle reins, walking slowly next to cars full of stuff, like any mountain, chair, table, Turkish literature, and not Turkey, and all sorts of other household items. And in addition to that, it's amazing at the top of the car. She's a very sick cook. It is better to keep the property of the owner than the pupil of his eye, or fake. I look at boats full of household items, drifting by Nefer Stream or Fountain Channel, to the Black Stream, or the islands. The number of cars and boats seems to have increased by 10, 100 times in my eyes. The whole city stood up and left. It seems like the whole city is pulling. Take the kids out to the motel. It seems like the entire Bented Boo is about to turn into a desert. So much so that I finally, feeling embarrassed, frustrated, and depressed, I have absolutely no place, and there's nothing to go out to the suburban motel. I am ready to go in any car, with any gentleman. Looks respectable, rented any car. But there's one person who invited me. People seem to have forgotten me. It seems to them that I'm a real stranger. I wandered around a lot. And so long as usual. I forgot where I was. Then suddenly I found myself in front of a doorway. I immediately felt refreshed. And I hurried over the fence, walking among the sown fields and pastures. Not feel tired. Just feel with your whole body. I just took off a burden in my heart. All the passers-by looked at me warmly, to the point of almost bowing to each other. It's all about being happy with something. All 0-1 AO smoke cigars. I've never had one before. I also feel a joy in my heart. It seemed like suddenly I was going to Italy. Nature has had a huge impact on me. A sick citizen is almost suffocating between the city walls. There's something touching that I can't explain. In our natural Pentedbo landscape, when spring comes, it shows its full potential, all of my blessed strength. Lush green splendor, brilliant in the flower. And feeling. It reminds me of a thin, sick girl that we sometimes look at with compassion, sometimes with pity. And sometimes I just can't see her. And then suddenly that girl, in a moment that suddenly becomes strangely beautiful, unspeakable beauty. And we're amazed. I was so excited to ask myself, what power has made my eyes sad? That's how he lit the fire. What causes blood to build up? Make my thin pale cheeks pink. What? Make the gentle lines on Kara's face. Burning up such passion, because why Kara's boobs are puffy. What brings strength? Live plastic. And beauty for the poor girl's face, Kara. Make it radiant and vibrant, in the glittering laughter. Visit. And we're looking around for that AI, and we're guessing. But the moment. Go away, and maybe tomorrow. I see the same old sad look. Still pale face. Remain patient and timid in gestures. And even repentance. Even traces of a sense of boredom and sadness, here for a moment of passion. The fleeting moment, and I feel sorry for the beauty that was born. It's gone too fast to come back, because it rises artificially and is wasted before our eyes. I regret that. I didn't have enough time to love it. But my night is better than the day, and it's like this. I returned to the city very late. When we got home, the bell rang at PM. My path runs along the canal. There was no one back at that hour. My house is in the farthest part of the city. I just walked and sang. Because when you feel happy, I have to be myself. Sings a little song to me. Like any human being who feels happy. But no friends. No close people. And in a moment of joy. I don't know who shared the joy. Suddenly, I had an absolutely unexpected adventure, a little bit away from me, next to LAN River bank. Then I saw a woman standing there, elbow up into the river, and seems to be paying close attention, watching the murky water flow beneath the canal. She's wearing a cute yellow hat, and wear a black jacket with no arms. This is a young girl with black hair, I thought to myself. She didn't seem to hear my footsteps, and don't even move when I'm holding my breath, passing by. With my heart pounding in my chest, weird. I told myself she must have been thinking about something, and suddenly I stopped like the sky was growing. I heard a sob trying to suppress it. I wasn't wrong about the crying girl. And a minute later, again and again, there's this whimpering sound. My God, my heart is closed. And even though I'm very shy with women, but at a minute like this, I walked back to her and probably said, "Miss." If I don't know. It's been said 1,000 times. In all the Russian fashion novels. That's what stopped me. But while I'm trying to find the words, the girl looked awake. Try again, and curled his face across me. Walking along the river. I immediately followed her. But she guessed. Leaving the river and crossing the road to the sidewalk over there. I dare not follow her across the street. My heart trembles like a trapped bird. Suddenly, something happened that helped me. Ki sidewalk, not far from my unknown girl. Suddenly, there was a man wearing a shirt. Was old, but with a gait that can't be said to be decent. He wobbled and cautiously shot at the wall. The girl ran almost like an arrow, both hurried and timid. Like all the girls. I don't want to let anyone send me home at night. And of course, the man who passed out couldn't follow her. If my fate is not bad, it makes him find smarter ways. Suddenly, I didn't say a word to anyone. The man took the momentum and launched at full speed, chasing after my unknown girl. She walks like the wind. But the man was panting. I followed my heels and caught up with her. Girl screamed 7 bars and I thanked fate again. That made the wonderful blood stick lie in my right hand. In the blink of an eye, I was on the sidewalk across the street. In the blink of an uninvited man. Understand the situation. To accept the indisputable truth. Stand out and very deep. It wasn't until we were very far away that he spoke. The Queen, in pretty strong terms, but his words are hard. Just flew to us. Give me your hand, I said to my new girl, and he won't bother us anymore. She silently gave me her hand. My hands are still trembling with anxiety and fear. The man who was not invited came to Ki at that time. How grateful I am to be married. I glanced at the girl. She is cute and has black hair. I was right. On her lies. Still sparkling the tears of the terror that overcomes. Or of the previous sadness. I don't know. But there was a smile on her lips. She also glanced at me and blushed shyly. Did you see why you pushed me back? If it wasn't for me. I don't know what happened, but I don't know you. I think you are also a... Do you know me or SEO now? A little bit. For example, because you are shaking. Oh, you guessed it too. I'm glad that my girl is smart. It's never bad for a beautiful person. Yes, from the beginning, you guessed who I was. It's true that I'm shy with women. I'm nervous. I don't hide. No less than you were a minute ago, when that man scares you. Now I was afraid of something. It's like a dream. I even dream. Also, don't think I will talk to a woman sometime. Why is that? Yes, if the hand. I shiver because it's never been grasped. A small arm. As cute as your hand. I've forgotten about women. It means I've never been in contact with a woman. Because I'm alone too. It's even. I don't know how to tell a woman. And now, I don't know. Can I tell you something stupid? Miss, tell me straight up. I assure you. I'm not a Buddha. Oh no, oh nothing, SAO. The opposite is different. If you ask me to tell the truth, I said to you. Women are very fond of his shyness, and if you want to know more, I like it myself. And I'm not leaving you until I get home. You do that, I'm choking on joy. I'm going to stop being shy right now. And then goodbye to all my tricks. The book, what to do. That's not good. I'm sorry, I won't be like that anymore. I forced my mouth to say that. But what do you want to do in a moment like this? I can't wish. If you like it, is that right? I hope you, for God's sake, are generous. Think about who I am. I am 26 years old this year. I've never met a girl. Then why can I say it? Ingenious and reasonable. You're better off when it's all exposed. Me. I don't know. Be silent when my heart speaks. Even if you believe it. Do you believe it? But a woman who has never been. Never once known. And every day I still dream that in the end, at some point in time, I'll see everyone. If only you knew how many times I fell in love this way, but I love you so much. I don't love anyone. I just love the idea. I love the person I met in my dream. I imagine that I is all the lovers. If you don't know me actually, it can't be without that. I've met some women too. But what kind of women are they? They're all housewives and... I'll make you laugh. I'll tell you. You listen. How many times have I wanted to lose something so naturally with some noble girl on the street? But of course, when she's alone, start a conversation with timidity and earnestness. Say that I'll die alone, so please don't chase me away, that I have no way to be my body. No matter with any girl, convince her that women have no right to refuse the pleas of an unfortunate person like me. And in the end, all I'm asking is, please tell me a word of sympathy. Don't chase me the first time. Believe in my words. Listen to what I say. Laugh at me if you like. Give me a little more hope. Just say a few words to me, even though then we'll never see each other again. But she laughed, however. It's because I made you laugh that I said, don't be angry. I laugh because I see you as your enemy. If you had tried, you would have succeeded. Maybe even when it's on the street. The simpler the better. What a kind woman. If she's not stupid and not too angry. Because of something. At that time, I can push you away, without telling him the timid plea. That. What are you talking about? Of course, maybe she'll call you a crazy person. That's how I broke my belly. I know a lot of people. How to live in the world. Oh, thank you. I cried out. You can't imagine what you've done for me. All right. But please tell me. Why do you know that I am who you are? Who is worth caring about and making friends with, not a housewife, as you just said. Why are you here to see me? Why? You go alone, the Ki-Ego shouted boldly. It's night. I'm sure you agree that it's my duty. No. Previously there, on that side of the road. You came to see me yourself, didn't you? On that side, but I don't know what to say. I'm scared. You know, I'm a happy person today. I went singing and I came back from the countryside. I've never had a moment of happiness. Like this, eh? I feel that you. Sorry if I remind you. I felt when you were crying and I can't stand it. My heart is tightening. Oh my God. Maybe I can't grieve for you. Maybe feeling sorry for you is a sin. Sorry. I'm just saying pity in short. I may offend you when I suddenly want to be with you. Stop talking enough. Stop talking. The girl set eyes down, tightened my hand. You're the one. I've suggested that. But I'm glad to see you're a decent man. That you've come home. I've got to get into this alley just a few more steps. Hello and thank you. Maybe we'll never see each other again. Maybe that's all, you see. The girl laughed and said, at first I wanted to just say a few words, and now, but I won't tell you anything. Maybe we'll meet again. I'll be here tomorrow, okay? I said, please forgive me. I asked again. Yeah, you're so impatient. You almost demanded it. Please listen to me. I interrupted her. I'm sorry. If I tell you something that's not. But here's the thing. I can't come here tomorrow. I'm a dreamer. I have little real life. That moments like this, I consider it very rare. so I can't help but repeat those moments. In my mind, I'll dream about you all night, all week, all year. I will definitely come here tomorrow. Come right here to this right place at this right time. I'll be happy to remember what happened yesterday. This place has become dear to me. I've got a couple of them on the TED tour. But there was even a time when I cried for the memory. How do you know? Maybe 10 minutes ago. She also cried for her memories. But I'm sorry, I forgot. There may be a time. You used to be so happy here. All right, the girl said. Maybe I'll be here tomorrow. Also at 10 o'clock. I see I can't forbid you. It's like this. I've got work to do. Don't think I'm dating you. You said you needed to come here for business. That's it. I'll tell you straight up. If you can come here, it's fine. The first one could be that unpleasant things happen. Like today. But ignore it. In short, I just want to see you. To say a few words to you. Just what you see. You don't blame me now. Don't you think I can date so easily? I would have made an appointment if. But let that be my secret. But there must be a condition. Tell me what you want. Tell me right away. I agree with everything. I'm willing to accept everything. I screamed for joy. I'm responsible for me. I'll be decent. You know me. It's because I know you that I'm inviting you tomorrow. The girl laughed and said, I already know you, but please remember, you have to come here on the first condition. Please, just do what I ask. You see, I'm being honest. Don't fall in love with me. That's not something I can assure you of. I'm ready to be friends with you. My hand is here, but I can't love you. I swear. I shouted for this hand. Don't swear to do anything. I know it's easy for you to feel that way. Don't blame me for saying that. If you knew I didn't have anyone to talk to. There's no one left to advise. You can't find advice on the street, of course. You are my exception. I now know you like that. It's as if we're 25 friends. You didn't break your promise. Then you will see. But I don't know what to do to live until tomorrow. Get drunk and have a good night. And remember, I trusted you. But you just said a very nice thing. You can't control every emotion. Even brotherly sympathy. You know, you said it so well. I immediately thought of sending it to you. God, but what? Until tomorrow, let it be a secret, as if as possible for you. At least from a distance, it looks like a love in heaven. Maybe I'll say it tomorrow, maybe I won't. I'll have to talk to you again. We'll get to know each other better. Oh, and I'll tell you all about myself tomorrow. But something like this. It's like a miracle just happened to me. Where am I? Oh my God. But tell me, are you not happy with me or not satisfied with myself? For not being angry like the other girls. Rich situation like you. They didn't chase me from the beginning. In just 2 minutes, you've made me happy my whole life. Yes, I am very happy. How to know? Maybe you've made me feel good about myself. It has destroyed my doubts. Maybe I used to have times like this, but only. I'll tell you everything tomorrow. You'll know everything. Yes, I accept that you will start. Agree, goodbye, goodbye. Now we're apart. I've been wondering all night. I can't go back to my house. I am so happy until tomorrow. Monday night. You are still alive to this day. She said, laughing and clasping both of my hands. I've been here for over 2 hours. I don't know what happened to me. Not all day. I know, but let me get to the point. Do you know what I'm here for? Don't come to power shit like yesterday. This is it, sir. We need to act smarter from now on. I thought about it for a long time yesterday. About all of this. Something smarter on my part. I'm ready, but it's true to me. Nothing in my life has ever been smarter than this. First of all, please don't hold my hand like that. Monday, to let you know, I've been thinking about you for a long time today. What's the result? What are the results? As a result, we have to start all over again. Because today, I've decided that my brother. It means I've been showing off. As usual, it happens every time we start to identify how to be yourself. And to know nothing about you. And that yesterday, I was really like a child, like a little girl. And it turns out it's all about kindness correcting mistakes. I decided to get to know him in the most thorough way. But there's nowhere to help me find him, so you have to tell me yourself. Tell me everything. What kind of person are you? Let's start talking. Come on, man. Tell me the story of your life. I am afraid to cry out about life. But who told me I had a life story? I don't have a life story. How do you live if there is no life story? She laughed and interrupted me. There is absolutely no life story. I live as they say. Naturally, of course, means completely alone. Alone, one body alone. Do you understand what it's like to be alone? Why are you alone? That means you've never met anyone. If I don't see you, I will, but even if I am alone. So you're not talking to anyone? In the strictest sense, well, not with AI. Then what kind of person are you? Tell me. I'm sure you have a grandmother like me. She's blind and won't let me go anywhere for the rest of her life. I've almost forgotten how to talk. About 2 years ago, because I was a fool, my grandmother couldn't hold me, call me back and tie my shirt and my grandmother's. And since then, my two grandmothers have been sitting together all day. She's squeezing her socks even though her eyes are blind, and I'm sitting next to you. So, or read a book for you. It's become a weird rule. 2 years ago, I was attached to her like this. Oh my God, it's miserable. No, I don't have you. If not, why can you sit at home alone like that? Do you want to know who I am? That's what it looks like. It looks the most meaningful. Sorry, I'm a special kind of person. What kind of person? What kind of person? The girl called out. Laugh like you haven't laughed in years. It's so good to talk to you. You have a couch here. Let's sit down. This place is empty. No one can hear us. And tell the story of your life. Because you don't convince me anymore. You have your life story. Only you hide me first. How to meet someone special. Meet someone special. A special person is a unique person, a funny guy. I replied. I laughed myself, following her young poetic laughter. It's a personality. Do you know what a poet is? I'm sorry, but I don't know why. I'm a dreamer myself. Sometimes I sit next to you. But there's nothing in the mind that's not thinking about. So I started dreaming and thinking all kinds of stuff. For example, I am getting married. He is a Chinese prince. Sometimes dreaming is good. No, actually, God knows. Especially when there's something to think about. She added in a rather earnest voice. Once she had dreamed of marrying Prince Trung Hoa. It means you'll understand me perfectly. Listen to me. Sorry, I don't even know your name. That's right, you remember? It's a little early. God, I forgot to get dirty because I was so happy. My name is Nantanka. Nathanka, that's it, Sao. That's it. Maybe that's too little. Too much of the opposite is too much. Nathanka, she is a kind girl. If you'd been Nathanka to me in the first place, how is it? This is Nistanka. Listen to a funny story. I sat down next to her. Take a very serious posture and start talking like reading. Neston Corinne. Maybe you don't know. There are strange nooks in the Bented world. The sun is still shining for everyone. BTX tour. They never seem to look at those places, but there's a new, different sun. As if it's set apart for places like this. And if it's shining on everything there, with another light. Especially in these dull winds dear to Tenko. They seem to have a completely different life. It's not like life is buzzing around us. It's like a life in distant kingdoms far away, no one ever knew. A life that is not in our very harsh times. That life, it's a mixture of something pure, idealistic fanatical myths, and at the same time, oh, the mundane and banal Anasta, if you don't want to say. It's so small that it's unimaginable. Oh my god, a new color. I heard something. Will you listen to Nathanka? I thought I'd call her Nathanka forever. You never get bored. You'll hear that living in the rough. These are weird people. The dreamers. Dreamer if you need a specific definition, not someone you know. It's a Chinese-like creature. Most of it lives in rough places. No one can come. It seems like it wants to hide from the sun, and once I got home, it clings to its nook like a slug. Or at least it's very similar to an interesting animal in this respect. It's both an animal and a home that we call a turtle. What do you think? Why does he love his four walls? The walls must be green, smoky and heavy with the smell of tobacco. I can't stand it. For what reason is this weird gentleman? Maybe one of the people I know. Rarely visited. It's about his behavior. Those who are used to it will be gone. For what reason is this strange man? We welcome guests with a warm welcome. You're so pale that your face, it looks like he just committed a crime. In the four walls of my house, it looks like he just made fake silver. Or a poem to send out in the newspaper. With an anonymous letter. The author of the poem is dead. And his friend. See yourself as responsible to publish his poetry. For what reason? Nathanka, tell me. Why are your stories so fragmented? For what reason? 01 laughter. 01 excited words that I. This friend always loves to have fun. From the tip of your friend's tongue to surprise and confusion. Love the role of exhilaration. I love stories about women. And other fun topics. And finally, for whatever reason, my friend, maybe we just got to know each other. And just came here for the first time. Because in this case, there will be no second time. And that friend won't come again. For whatever reason, his friend is confused, is also dead, even though he's a really smart guy. If he's really smart, when he sees the owner's upside down face, was completely disoriented after extraordinary efforts. But it's good to make the story feel natural. And I've shown that I'm also knowledgeable about high society. To please poor people, also discuss the fair sex to at least by wisdom. It was a mistake to visit. And finally, for what reason? The man grabbed his hat and hurried away. For the reason of remembering something very urgent. It doesn't actually exist. Hurry up my hand. From the warm handshake of the host, trying to express regret and try to save the situation. For what reason? The guy who just walked out the door laughed. Swear to yourself. I'll never visit this guy in a hurry again. Even though this steaming guy, really a wonderful person. At the same time, he can't stop playing. Funny little girl. Of the imagination. It's about comparing the look of the person you've just talked to. During the meeting, with the shape of the unfortunate kitten, tricked by the kids. Bring out the shoes, tease, bully and torture all kinds of. Finally get out of their hands, under the dark chair, sitting there grumpy all hour. Ruffled hair, TMG you used to cry before washing the face of resentment. And then a long time later, still with a hateful look at nature, life and even the host's plate of food that the good maid reserved for him. But wait, mister. Nistanka had heard me speak with surprise. Open your eyes wide open, he interrupted my words. I don't understand why. Things like that happen again. And why did you set me up? Funny questions like that. But one thing I know. Those things. It must have happened to you from beginning to end. That's for sure, I replied with a very serious expression. If you're sure, go ahead and tell me, Nathanka replied, because I want to know it's over. Nathanka, do you want to know our character, or rather me? Because the character is this mean guy. What do you do in your corner every day? Do you want to know why? I've been in a mess all day. For your unexpected visit. Do you want to know why I'm flushed? When people open my door. Why I don't know. Guessed and died ashamed under the weight of his hospitality. And so on, that's right. That's what Nathanka said. But you're so good. Can you tell me somehow? Or can we come this way? You talk like you're reading. Nathanka too. I landed on a serious and important line. Try hard to see laughter. My dear Nathanka, I know that I tell it well. But I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you otherwise. Now Nathanka, I am now like the soul of King Solomon. For 1,000 years locked up with 7 spells on average. But in the end, 7 times. The spell has been removed. Now Nathanka, when we meet again, after such a long time apart, because I've known you for a long time, Nathanka, because it's been a long time, I keep looking for that one. And this is a sign that the person I'm looking for is you. And now we've been induced to meet. Now 1,000 maggot locks have been opened in my head, and I've poured out thousands of streams of words, or I will die suddenly. So Naska, please don't interrupt me, but listen to the hard way. Or I won't. No, no, no. You can't tell me now. I won't say another word. I'll tell you more. In my day, there was an hour when I particularly loved Neska. It's a time when almost all the work, important duties and responsibilities are over. Everyone rushed home for dinner to rest. But right on their way home,
Goodbye. See you next time. Wishing you a day full of health and success.